Alabama.
Hey, Coach. How's it going?
Good, thanks.
So about 2 weeks out from the spring game, where would you expect your team to be at this point in terms of preparation, and do you think they've met that yet?
Yeah, I think they have met it. I think we're continuing to build our culture and learning how to do things our way. Situational football, we've gotten into third down and red zone, which is where I would like to be at this point. Last year, we didn't even get into third down and red zone, so we're ahead of that. So these next few practices will be very, very important just for us to continue to get better in the key areas on the field, really getting away from first and second down a little bit more. But the guys have done a really good job. I'm really excited for where we're at. And I'm just excited to see if we can take, another few steps. We've thrown more at them schematically. So probably a little bit harder for them just as far as learning what they're supposed to be doing. So hopefully as we finish, they'll get a better feel for the stuff we want to try to do in the fall.
We'll go next to Dan.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good, Dan. What's up?
So I guess my question on this all is, as you're kind of going through and you're adding different things into the scheme or adding different elements to it, are there other pieces that you have to ensure as you add more that don't fall behind or don't slip off? And kind of how do you keep that total package while building into it?
Well, that's what this spring is going to be really good for, Dan. I want to see what these guys are capable of handling, right? So the stuff we did last year and we did well, we're going to do it and we're going to get really good at it. We're going to get better at it. There's certain things we want to major in and work every single day. And then we want to figure out what we can do to complement with what we already have in. I think spring ball is so important to see because we really don't know yet how much this team can handle. Certain teams are different, right? If you have a bunch of veterans out there who've been playing in the same system, you can continue to add. If you have some young guys, I think we need to throw some stuff at them and see what they can absorb. So we're kind of at that stage right now.
We'll go next to Rich.
Hello, Jeff.
What's up, Rich?
Earlier in the week or last week, we had both Barlow and Valdez on, and they just both sounded like confident guys that they both think that they can bring the edge rush to a new level next year. Are you sensing anything from those two?
Yeah, we have to, Rich. We need to rush the passer better on the edge, in the middle. We need to blitz better. We need to affect the quarterbacks more, and we're going to. We need to do it schematically. We need to do it fundamentally. With those two you mentioned, Valdez, he's a guy with a great motor. I think him and Barlow, I think fundamentals and technique with Coach Vinny. Pass rush, is it speed to power? Is it win with speed? Is it counter? They're working on so many different things right now that they also need to figure out what they can master this offseason, study themselves on tape from last year, and build from there. But we're going to need those two off the edge if we're going to take a step on defense.
Just a quick follow on that. Just the athleticism of college quarterbacks in the ACC. Those kind of hybrid rushers are indispensable. I know I'm kind of answering my own question here, but you know what I'm saying.
Speed is indispensable, Rich. College quarterbacks can run. We have to get faster and we have to play faster. You saw it last year. A quarterback wants to just tuck the ball and run. Scheme is kind of one thing. You have to be able to run and you have to be able to catch that guy. So we got to play faster. We have to get faster.
AJ.
Hey, Coach. We're now at the part of the pandemic where a lot of the talk is about vaccinations. Have you had conversations with your team and your staff about getting vaccinations or any education about that?
Not yet, AJ. I'm sure we will. And we're hopeful they'll come around soon, but we have not had conversations. There might be conversations with a player or two here and there when, we talk about it. But as far as the team goes and me discussing it with the team, we have not just yet.
We'll go next to Kevin.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, Kevin. What's up, man?
Nothing, man. So to piggyback off of that a little bit, UNH and URI both had to cancel the rest of their season for the spring. So I'm curious, not that you guys need a reminder, but that everyday kind of battle with this, still going on. Do you still have to kind of remind the kids or the guys and just kind of remind guys that, this is still a thing and we need to be diligent?
Yes, every single day. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, and I feel like we're right back in the season with the protocols that we had to follow, with the way we have to practice, with the way we have to meet, with the way we have to Zoom, with the way I have to have team meetings. We're doing the same thing, Kevin. We haven't changed up from how we attack this during the season. As it gets nicer out, we need to tighten up even more because more and more people are gathering together, and we need to be careful. And I need to do my job as the head coach of educating them on that and continuing to push forward and hoping that, soon this will be behind us.
We'll go next to Dan.
Coach, I saw with the lineup in the secondary. That's where we're going with. Sorry, my brain just kind of futzed out. But Jaden Lars Woodbay, when he comes in or kind of the relationship, and I remember when he was on a couple of weeks ago, I asked him about this, but I know he had been recruited, I believe, at Ohio State by Matt Thurin, and I know you'd worked with him up there, but just the relationship between recruiters and looking at transfers and different things like that. How important from a recruiting standpoint is it just to keep relationships or to develop those relationships that, if a guy goes into the portal that you may have had that previous relationship with him?
Well, I don't know, Dan, if you try to continue a relationship, for the amount of time you have in the day, you have relationships with your players, and you really don't have time to have relationships with other players. Where I think it's important, if you do look into the portal, is for us as coaches, do we have a relationship with them? Do we know who the person is? Is he going to fit our culture? Is he going to fit our locker room? That's more important to me and to us than anything. Who we're going to bring into our program that fits our culture and is going to keep it going strong. So to have Coach Turn know Jaden and have a prior relationship with him and speak so highly about his character and about him as a person, that made us want him even more. Whereas if we had no prior relationship, we're going to have to really do our homework. Because as I told you, Dan, I don't want to live in that world. I want to bring in good people that we know and trust and have spent time evaluating. And it just so happened that Matt had a really good relationship with Jaden, and it worked out really well because he is a home run as a human being. Ton of leadership, works as hard as anybody on the team, and he's a true pro, and I'm just very grateful that he's here.
We'll go next with Rich.
Hey, we're going to have Mike Palmer coming on later today, I believe. I was just wondering, with his experience and leadership, do you have roles for him in the nickel and prevent, and how are you going to use Mike?
Mike will have roles on first, second, third down, red zone, 30, as you call it, dime, whatever you want to call it. Just being in meetings with Mike's played a lot of football, and he has a lot of experience, and he's a very smart football player. And at his position, that's very important because that guy has to get us lined up. He has to put us in the right positions. And if he makes a mistake, it can be an explosive play very quickly. So Mike's a guy we trust back there. So he'll be a part of everything that we do, and he'll have a hand and a role in everything that we do. So got to keep him healthy, but he's another phenomenal human being, very intelligent, and he gives you everything he has. I'm glad he's here.
And we'll wrap things up with Trevor.
Hey, Jeff, so obviously it's a pass-first offense generally, and Phil's, has the ball in his hands a lot. But I'm just curious what your thoughts on the run game were from year one, and just how you see the run game evolving in year two.
Well, I think now with the continuity of the players coming back, the scheme we're going to run, the time that we have had to meet and now really install it, I think we'll be more balanced. I believe if you can run the ball really well, I think we'll throw the ball even better. And we need to be able to do that because as a defensive coach, I know when I'm off balance, it's hard. And if I know a team's going to run it or just throw it, it's a lot easier. I think with the run action game that we have, the better we run the ball, the more explosives we're going to get down the field. So I believe, Trevor, if you look at our body of work throughout the year, and again, it goes back to me to the Virginia Tech game when I felt really confident that we were going to run the ball really well, and we did. We just continued to fumble it. I believe after that, the run game kind of took off. And what I think you'll see is it will continue to as we go through the spring and then we get another crack at it in training camp. I think we're going to be, we will be an effective team that can run the football and throw it.